Welcome. My name is David Hyman. I'm an account executive here at Fay Business Systems. Today, we're going to go over our Sugar Acumatica integration, which we have recently completed and which we are really excited about and is currently available fresh off the Fay BSG shelves. Agenda for today, pretty brief and straightforward. I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are at the beginning. Following that, a brief overview of some of the key features and benefits of the Sugar Acumatica integration before handing the reins to my colleague Todd Hedrick for a live demonstration. A little bit about Fay Business Systems. We have for the last 5 years been a member of the Inc. 5000 and have increased our ranking on that list each and every year. We are also a global reseller of SugarCRMs and their Partner of the Year in 2018. We have more than 25 years of experience and have more than 400 partner clients in-house, although that number may be approaching closer to 500 customers now. As mentioned earlier, we are a Sugar Elite partner, and we are the only elite partner in the United States to focus solely on sugar as our CRM. We're located in Los Angeles, California, Woodland Hills to be exact. I am out of our offices in Austin, Texas, and we also have an office in Philadelphia. All of our programming and all of the support that we provide is done in-house. Nothing is outsourced. Everything we provide for our customers is from our dedicated resources in-house. We've deployed and implemented hundreds of successful CRM and ERP deployments. While the majority of our business is on the CRM side, there is a good bit on the ERP side, hence our new integration and partnership with Acumatica. For the Sugar and Acumatica integration overview and some of what we're going to be doing today, the Sugar Acumatica integration syncs customers, contacts, items, sales history, and quotes in real time directly with Sugar. This allows your sales team and support teams to gain capabilities well beyond what a traditional CRM would provide, with expanded visibility into detailed Acumatica fulfillment and invoicing, and that's all directly from within Sugar. So some of these key features: accounts and customers sync. Account and customer data are synced upon the save of an account record in either Sugar or Acumatica. The direction of that sync is bidirectional. Todd will be going through that. As for contacts, contact data inside of Sugar is synced upon the save of a contact data is synced upon the save of a contact record in either Sugar or Acumatica. So if you create or edit a record inside of Sugar and save, it's going to sync those changes over to Acumatica and vice versa from Acumatica over to Sugar. For the product catalog and inventory sync, inventory item information is synced from Acumatica to Sugar upon the save of an inventory record inside of Acumatica. That inventory data is critical for use on quotes inside of Sugar, and you want to make sure that all of those quotes as they're being built by your sales reps inside of Sugar is live and representative of real-time information. Quotes over to sales orders. Once a quote's created inside of Sugar, it's sent over to Acumatica as soon as that quote is saved, and it's sent over to Acumatica as a sales order. Quotes are synced inside of Sugar when that sales stage is closed accepted. Quotes in other stages are presumed to be more of a work in progress and are not ready to be sent to Acumatica. Once a quote's been synced from Sugar to Acumatica, future changes to the quote are not synced. The record can only be synced once. It's something to keep in mind. That's something Todd will review when he's going through the live demonstration. For sales history is synced from Acumatica to Sugar upon saving of an invoice history records inside of Acumatica. Sales history includes all sales type transactions, including invoices, sales orders, quotes, and cash sales. And that's information that's going to go from Acumatica over to Sugar. In addition, there's the following configuration options available from within Sugar when you're setting up the integration. For configuring, the configuration options contains connectivity data for Acumatica from within Sugar. The syncing option is a list of all available syncs and allows manual launching of a sync. Mappings, fields, and queues are also other options available from within Sugar for further configuring the integration with Acumatica. Some of the other benefits, and there's a lot of them from integrating Sugar with Acumatica or any ERP And that's going to be, out of the box, you're going to be able to streamline your lead to cash process and accelerate cash flow from Sugar all the way to your financials. You'll eliminate manual entry, needless errors from the sales order process. You can make sure that all of your sales quotes are based on key information sourced directly from Acumatica and then built in Sugar. And that allows for improved customer service from your sales team and your service reps inside of Sugar, because they're provided with real-time back office visibility into orders, fulfillment, billing information, and a whole lot more. With that said, I'm going to pass things over for a live review of the integration with Todd. With that said, Todd, I'm going to hand things off to you.
Welcome to the FAE Business Systems Group Sugar Acumatica demo video. Today we are going to be doing a quick overview of how the integration can sync information from Sugar accounts to Acumatica customers, how quotes in Sugar can become sales orders in Acumatica, and how we view that information inside of Sugar. And then we will take a quick look at the configuration. For this demo, we are going to be looking at the FAE Business Systems Group main account with Acumatica. Now this is connected to Acumatica, it has its own customer. And if I come in here and I change some of the information in it, perhaps I want to move the suite up to the same line, and I save this, we expect to see this information in this customer over here. And you'll see that we have it right here. Now let's say that I want to make a slightly different change. Perhaps I'm going to change the name this time around, and I'm going to change the shipping address to be a little bit different. And I'll move this one just to have no pound sign. I'll go ahead and click Save. And again, once this is done saving, we will see that it just says -main. It says suite number 615. If I refresh the screen, we're going to see that it has now been updated. Now this one says suite 615 with no number symbol, and the customer name says main 2. And again, as you make these changes can be sent over to Acumatica right away. So let's say I want to put everything back to a consistent format. Go ahead and save that. And again, this information will appear over here after save. And there we go. I've cleaned up the customer name, I've cleaned up the address, and everything looks good. Now within Sugar, you can have sales history from Acumatica. You notice that we have quite a bit of different sales history in here, and I already have one open for viewing. Now this sales history is a sales order record inside of Acumatica. And if I go look up this Acumatica sales order number, we are going to find the very same one. And if we come in here, we'll see that's a sales order, same number, and again, attached to the very same customer that we have inside of Sugar. Now within the Sugar account, we also have various different sales orders that we can generate. Now, what I can do here is create a new order. And I can sit here and give the order any sort of name. So we're going to go ahead and call this the demo video order. And I'm going to give it a valid until date. And I'm going to go ahead and select a payment term. And my accounts have already been selected. You notice I have some custom fields in here to help dictate different settings for Acumatica. You notice I have the Acumatica account ID in here and the different types of quotes it's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and add a line item. And just for fun, I'm going to use the same line item from here. So we're going to use the paper A4. Letter paper ream A4. And I'm going to say that they're going to buy 7 of these, and the unit price is going to be $12 per unit. And again, now we have a total sale. Now what you might have noticed over here is that there is a send to Acumatica box. And right now I can't check it, and that's because in my system I have it configured to only go when I have selected Close Accepted. Now, normally when you are creating orders, you'll leave them in draft and negotiation as you go back and forth with your client. Now, once your client gives you the go-ahead to create or invoice them for this order, then you would want to change the status from draft to Close Accepted. And you'll notice that right now, automatically, the checkbox has been checked, and it's going to send this record to Acumatica. Now, once this is done saving, we'll be able to go view that information in Acumatica. Now, from here, we're going to go to Acumatica Sales Orders, and we're going to go locate the sales order we just created from Sugar. And you'll see up here is in the first line, we have a new sales order. And if I scroll over, you're going to see that it is a initial video. And if I go ahead and click within the sales order itself, we're going to see that we do have my one paper item for 7 quantity at $12. And it's for all the same information that we have from Sugar. You will also notice that the description came from the name of the Sugar quote over to QuickBooks. And you notice that the main location was selected from the Sugar side as well as the customer, and the sales order type being sales order. And in the long run, this order, once it's been fully processed by Acumatica, will appear back inside of Sugar underneath the account for our company. Now you might be wondering, how does all of this work? Well, inside of Sugar in the administration section, there are several links that you can click on for configuration, syncs, mappings, fields, and for the queue. Now in general, we have a configuration for the connection between Sugar and Acumatica. And in here, you'll put in the different type of information that you need, the URL for Acumatica, the username you wish to use, that username is password, the company if needed, or the branch, depending which one you're using. And then there'll be some additional information for how it goes through our system. And then there are extra settings down here to provide different details about this instance. This is all going to be configured. And we do have out-of-the-box configurations for certain syncs. Now, what we've been using during this time are our 2 active syncs, both the accounts and the quotes sync. Now, if I go over to the accounts sync, you're going to see that we have a number of different mappings. And the integration can be configured to map any number of different fields from Acumatica into Sugar or from Sugar to Acumatica. You'll notice that we do have options for how this sync works, if it's going to be bi-directional or to the Acumatica ERP only or only into Sugar. And we also have different settings for run priority, when to run this, if we want it to immediately fire from Sugar when the Sugar record's been saved, or if we want to have these all sent over to Acumatica on a scheduled basis. And you'll be able to see different pieces of information about your different updates. You can see in there I have one for my FA Business Systems group account. And so that is how it all works. It's all configurable from the administration section. You'll be able to keep track of how things are flowing to and from Acumatica and Sugar. If a sync is set up as bidirectional, then obviously the information will be coming in from Acumatica into Sugar, and things from Sugar will be sent to Acumatica. There are a few little differences here and there, but this can all be shown to you during an implementation process. And lastly, we do have a few ways of initiating syncs automatically. Let's say you have this set up to run on a scheduled basis. Maybe you want it to run every day and every hour, but you want to run one right now to see. You can go ahead and click Sync Now, and that will add a job to the queue to be done. When it is set up as a send on record save, then that means anytime the record inside of Sugar is saved, it's going to run through and send the information to Acumatica, so long as that account, in this case, is marked to go to Acumatica. And you'll see right here, again, we have that same box send to Acumatica. As long as this is checked, then the integration will process this account and send it over to Acumatica for you. If you need to stop syncing an account between Sugar and Acumatica, you can simply uncheck the box. The perk of having it as a simple checkbox like this is it can be enabled by workflows, by calculations, or other customizations, as well as just manually through the screen. I hope you enjoyed watching our FA Business Systems Group Acumatica demo video, and I hope you come to us for more of your CRM integration needs.